Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in. Check out your boy P Funk thinking right out here in the lab in the wee hours of the morning. But I'm in the book. Oh, I got a nice lesson for you today. Let's get this party started. Rightism, 25 rule to live by. Storytelling story with a message. There's a message in my stories for life. I give you life lessons. You tune in and receiving them. I appreciate you. We got a good thing going. Let's do what we do. Right thinking mission is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. Right thinking way of life through mental and spiritual discipline, practice daily, will help and guide you to obtain your goal of reaching spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself. My mission that all right thinkers know thyself. If you're a right thinker, your goal is to know thyself. See where we're going with this? Let's get that together. So I asked the question, do you know you? You will when I'm through. That's what I do. It's rhetorical. But if you don't have an answer for yourself, tune in. I got you. A person who knows not and knows not that they know not is foolish. Disregard them. A person who knows not and knows that they know not is simple, but you can teach them. That's why I do what I do. For you. Appreciate you too. Stay tuned. I got more for you. A person who knows not and believe and think that they know is dangerous. Avoid them. I do. A person who knows and knows not that they know is spiritually asleep. I can awaken them. I'm your spiritual alarm clock here to wake you up with knowledge of self. That's what I do for you. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons reside in you. Right thinkers, know thyself and to might not be true. Right thinkers, let's talk about the mystical symbolism of the story of Asar, Aset, and Heru. That's the spirit that's in me and you. But this story sets the tone to tell you about the creation of man and how it evolved and how it's a love story. How about that? But we're talking about your internal part, which is your spirit, your soul. Okay, let's go. Asar represents the human soul. Again, he's the first spirit into matter, not Adam, but the human soul, in which has incarnated where? On earth in what? Human form. Right there. That's a mouthful. Asar represents. This is symbolism. This is esoteric messaging. I'm going to tell you a story. There's an esoteric message in here that if you understand the story, you will get the message. If not, you get the exoteric, the outer part, the fluff, I call it. But that doesn't really help you. It's all about the hidden message because there's always an esoteric message when you're teaching mystical knowledge. Okay. So thus, he actually represents our innermost reality of every human being. Calm down. We all have this quality. Asar is an all of us. We are all Asar. No, we Haru. We are offspring of Asar, his children. The soul, Asar, comes to earth and falls in love. Now I tell you the story about Asar Aset and that about the sister one have. There's a few different stories, depending on how you want to shift the dynamic of the lesson. So right now they're doing it for the soul. So let's stick with that. The soul, Asar, falls in love with life, represented by Nefet. Okay, the physical human existence. He don't know that he's God. He thinks he's human, and which in symbolism, Nefet is human. He falls in love with her. Mortality. She represents mortality. So they get together, have intercourse, boom, bada bing, bada boom, and they say, Anubis, Apu, is born. He represents, and all this is going on inside you symbolically. Asar is your spirit. It falls in love with Neptat. It has sex. They bring offspring is Anubis. That's your discerning factor that's in your mind. He is around at Judgment Day also. So Anubis is an important factor that you need to wake up in yourself. These are all aspects of your character. And watch this. Your soul forgets right there. Like all of us who are born into human form forget who we are. Don't know who we are. Hence, know thyself. Come on, calm down. It's still early for that. But the soul forgets its true nature. Okay? And so it becomes what? Overpowered, overwhelmed by what? Its lower nature, its desire, its ego. Dun 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 dun. Okay? Ego goes two ways. He represents anything that's negative, rude, and bad, evil, they say, but he wasn't the devil. See, we had a devil concept. We had chaos and we had order. Set represents evil, okay? Meaning he gonna do what he gonna do, okay? And he gonna do it with no remorse. That's your ego. That's why he killed his brother. He didn't get it. That's what the whole concept. You got to understand it from both sides, and then you get the concept. The ancients, when they do hieroglyphics, they got what they call trilogy, true language. I mean, it can be three different meanings. So you had to understand what that, and as I'm learning, that meant you're not a bad man. Okay, so moving on. But that's, they had to try out to understand it with pretty much every word. Every word meant this, it can mean that, it can mean that. So it's interesting. But Asar, which is us, his brother, which is still us, symbolizes egoism and all the negative. There you go. Asar was a good guy. He did everything right. He was a good guy. He had to pass the scales of Maya. He was the first one, and he did. So he was a good guy. His brother, on the other hand, wasn't. The longest, oldest story, the most famous story, what? Brother killing brother, Cain and Abel. They stole it from this concept. Let's get into that, move it out the way. So here we go. There we go. Where we at? So Asar's brother symbolizes your ego, and it's all inside you, and it's all negative qualities. You know, people who just do bad things, which human beings can develop and will develop what? When they are ignorant of their higher self. Feet don't fail me now. If you don't know who you are, if you don't know how to be who you are, you're going to do a lot of bad stuff. Simple as that. Why? Because you ain't in the control. All right, your ego. So here we go, perfect segue. So your ego set, he hacks to pieces. The story goes, he found the saw and cut him into 14 pieces. The symbolism behind that is your ego will tear you apart. He will just rip you from them there. He don't give a damn. That's what they try to get you to understand, how the ego tore him into 14 pieces. And the soul now attempts to stop any chance. He did that because once he killed him, he know that in order for the body to resurrect, it had to be intact. That's what they mummified, put all the parts together, mummified. He was the original one with that. That's why they did that. But the story goes, if your body is intact, it can't regenerate. So that part, to stop him from reincarnating. So in order to seek what? Redemption and enlightenment for himself. So Neftet represents the physical pleasures. Hello. And that's fine. That's her role. Again, that's the part of you that you got to master. You got to control her. Why? Set is also the treachery of the world. He's always gaming on you. He's that slick. We got a kind man, like the boy in the White House right now, like him. He always up to something, and it's never good. See where I'm going with that one? Perfect example. All right. But that which seems to be what? A promise. Don't the devil always make you promises? Everybody go cut a deal with the devil. Everybody sell their soul to the devil for what? Fame, fortune, riches. But the devil never pay off. Okay? But in reality, there's a snare which will enslave those ignorant souls to the myriad forms of what? Pain, misery, suffering of human existence. They catching hell. That's what they deserve for what they do. If you do the right thing, you can't catch hell for doing good work. You can't have bad luck for doing good things. Thus, Heru, that's the spirit that's in me and you, and it represents what? Spiritual aspiration for one who has the desire, this is me, to study daily and practice those teachings daily in your daily life. You study to implement what you learn. That's what you go to school to learn so you can implement it. Half the stuff they gave you in school, you didn't do that in real life anyway. But my point is, they're preparing you to survive in the real world. So set, your ego is your main distraction and pressure of your life to what? Indulge in pleasures of the flesh. Lock, stock, and barrel. I'm at a point in my life where sex ain't the end all be all. I mean, you can't get me with that. Okay? Most men can't say that. Why? Because I can't help it. I can't stop myself. That's low tolerance. That's no self-control. I pride myself on being controlled, so you can't control that. You ain't never going to be to the next level. That tells you right there, the ego is in control. He ain't trying to go next level. He don't care. That would be you. And when it's all said and done, you got to pay the consequences, okay, for your egoistic action. They don't pay off. Okay, moving on. Oh, this is good. Asar's brother, which is Set, he symbolizes egoism. Okay, remember that. So now let's talk about the good side. Aset. She is the wisdom. She represents the wisdom which allow you, the person, she's inside you also. Watch this. To what? Put together the understanding of their higher reality, aka your spirit. She is also the knowledge of how to call the divine in order to discover one's spiritual essence. She roared wide out because she wanted to know the secret. She wanted to have knowledge. She wanted to be the best she can be. And she did all that to obtain that. But she also represents your aspiration to be your best self. That's all part of your character. She's the best part of your character. Trust me. All right. And remember, she put together Asar. That's what they said. She found him the first time, brought him home, laid him out, come back. He done been taken and chopped up. She went. Now she's the woman. She's the ride or die. She's the true ride or die. Okay. She went and found the 13 pieces, 14 pieces they couldn't get because of the penises. She manufactured one. That's the story. But the idea, she represents your ability to put things together, to operate in that realm. She together, watch this, with her inner spirit, also symbolized by the spirit of Asar, are also the power within what one's heart, which gives all persons what encouragement. You got heart, brave heart, everything is the heart, okay? And strength to face life's adversity. You're gonna have some bad stuff that happen. That's what you want to be prepared for. But if you bring on those problems, that's called fetters. You causing your own problems. Moving on. And you preparing for adversity. Maintain your cool. Whatever happened, you don't freak out. I experienced that, proved that point. Okay, but it gets you prepared to face the adversities of life, of the world. And then to call out, to be able to call out the divine in order to attain enlightenment. I meditate daily. I talk to God daily. I don't mind saying it. Why? My pastor says he does the same thing. I just do it from the meditative part. He do it from just God. He stills himself and he go into meditative state. They don't call it that, but that's what he's doing. So when a desire to learn spirituality, when that emerges, it's your spirit from Asar, which is what? Urging you, the aspirant, onward. In every hero story, the father comes back to encourage the son, right? Yeah. Not in mind, why? He ain't coming back. He gone. Why? Oh, I'm fully understanding of that. So, no, he won't be talking to me. He won't be giving me no advice. Why? He is the bad guy. He ain't got to warn me about that. I know about him. But his goal is to push you forward. And I'm sure what I'm doing now, he's smiling. But then, watch this. That movement, what? Towards spiritual enlightenment is going to be a rough road. And when it's nurtured by the goddess as the mother who brings forth what? New life and nurses to health and growth by protecting it from the elements and from all negative influence. Don't our mothers try to make us, try to shield us and everything, right? That's what she's the original portion of that. That was her concept. Until what? Until you get strong enough to what? Stand on your own. That's parenting. That's parenting. My old man prepared me for the streets. My mom prepared me for the other stuff. And with that, I'm balanced. I know both sides. Okay? That's the difference. If you just got one side, what about the other? I don't know about the other. Oh, so whoa. So you can't know everything. If you just know one thing, you don't know everything. Moving on. Just put that out there. All right. But I heard a wise man say that also. But Anubis, he represents, again, that's the spirit and nature coming together, and that's what the offspring Anubis. But he brings on what? His development, he's the development of your intellectual what? Discrimination. He's able to recognize bullshit from real. Simple as that. Put it simple. Yeah, he's the man. Okay, you can't bullshit him. Okay, that should be your quality. You got to have that quality. You can't trick me. My grandmother told me when I was a kid, baby, I got a 6th grade education, but you can't fool me in life. She wasn't that educated to be eloquent and articulated in other way, but she made it real simple. I ain't no sucker. I ain't no fool. I ain't stupid. Okay, so school education meant nothing to my parents and grandparents. They didn't go to school. They had to survive. Hard times. 13-year-old, you out working. Really? Okay, my man left home at 13. Oh, Christ got him beat by 1 year. But he wasn't about his father's business. He about his own business. But when you got your discernment up, I knew his quality in you. You can recognize the BSs. But that'll give you ability to what? To fully understand and recognize truth from the untruth, reality from unreality. And then you got my man Sabat. He's the crocodile guy. He's the one that carried Asar. Okay, when he was all messed up, they put him on Sabat's back and brought him back. He represents what? Raw power of the what? Your lower nature. You got to have muscle. In every group of guys, is the thing, the heart, whatever. Everybody got that guy who just what? Beat stuff up, tear stuff up, want to fight. That's Set. Set fights Apophis. Apophis is 3 times as bigger than him. When he come up, everybody freaks out. Set, no, he's going at him. That's your ego. It fights. That's all it does. It don't think. It don't rationalize. No, it don't give a damn. It just fight. So when you put it in servitude, you call him. When you need that energy, that's when you call him up. Yo, Set, I need you. Come on. When I'm tired, when I don't want to do something, I got to call my ego. Why? He don't give a damn. He get it done. That's my little thing I use. I don't ego. When I call on him, he ain't ever not ready. That's you performing when you have to. Why? You got to always be ready. If your role is to do that, when they call you, you better do that. In the bands, I love when I was coming up, the jazz band, everybody do their thing together. They sound good. But when they get the solo, they show off. That's the best part about that. When you got talent, you want to show it off. So, yeah, that's part of it. But you have to have that inside you. The fight that's in the dog, they say decide the dog to fight, decide to fight the dog. Set is your dog. And Set got much fight. I call him the honey badger. Why? He don't back down. He don't back down. He don't give a damn. So when you got that kind of attitude, my man had he didn't back down with nobody. So I get that part. Why? Everybody has that in him. Okay? Just depending on how you use it. He used everything he had for bad. Simple as that. I can't put it another way. He just did him. That's the kind of dude he was, and that's how he lived, and people love him. His grandson thinks the world of him. I ain't got a problem with that, okay? Because he's the only one that he loves his grandson. He put up, man, moving on. Okay, get out of the story. Excuse me. So now let's talk about how is it possible for you, for you to have just read a brief introduction. I just wrote it to you. Myth about Aset. Now we must find out what it means to study her teachings. She had a temple that they came and studied from. What it means to become her disciple. She says, no mortal man has ever unveiled me. I love that phrase. But this is the path of what we call Sma or yoga. Okay? Egyptian yoga, Sma Tawi. Then we will understand her real teachings, the esoteric message, and how to realize it to what? Make it effective in your life. You learn to live it. You don't learn it just so I know the philosophy I said. No, you implement the lessons in life and live them. I'm taking it home right here. This last part I have a 1 page. I did my past. I stretched it out. All right. But I hope I'm getting my point across. It's real simple. All right. But here we go. The importance of studying the goddess Aset in the Assyrian resurrection is very paramount. It's profound teachings if understood and put into practice. The resurrection only works. Why? Because of Aset, her and her special knowledge, which she learned where? From Ra. I told you she had to get what she wanted to do, what she needed to do. So she's able to do that. And that's you. Studying, learning, getting proficient, getting knowledge of self. That's what you do. And when you obtain it, it ain't through words, it's through the heart. And she is the ultimate teacher. She's the ultimate sage. We're her disciples. We're learning from her. I've done it. And she's the teacher of Heru, which is that, the spirit in me and you. I love that. Because it comes back to who we are, really. They tell you the essence of who you are. They break it down and make it into a love story. They turn it into all kind of story, but it's about life. Yours. I see me in I see me all over here. I see me and this guy all in. It's unreal. That's why I laugh. I know he ain't coming back to talk to me about fighting Seth. No, he was sad. Now, she teaches Heru, the spirit in me and you. What she teaches and urges us to fight for the truth and righteousness. Superman, fight for truth, justice, the American way. Sound familiar? All this is just how we used to live as ancient people lived like that in harmony for thousands of years. And now I realize they symbolized a lot of it. They didn't hide it. They protected it. Why? Keep it from the ignorant. Y'all don't need to, some of the people, y'all don't, no. Some people don't need to have power. Why? They go crazy. They would be destructive with it. Everybody can't handle that kind of power, okay? But in the same manner, she is also the author of the resurrection. She can bring you back to life. She had the power to bring her husband and her son back to life. That's who you're supposed to be mimicking. Of every spiritual aspirant, that's who she represents. And every spiritual aspirant who seeks her favor in her form, in her knowledge and wisdom and understanding, her divine grace is secured by who? Those who revere her saga, learn the story, make it part of your life, become Aset, and extol her glory. Extol to get the understanding, get the meaning, and put it to use. Implement what you learn, and what? Seek her glories and seek her company for her precepts. And your daily meditation on her teachings is the way to go. That's the lesson about this. Is for the symbolism of the story of Asar Aset Heru. Aset is the bad girl. Trust me. Study her. Google her. Get her knowledge. And then you'll be on the road to what? Immortality and enlightenment. Hope you enjoyed the lesson. I got to go. It's about time to hit the gym. But right thinkers ain't closing. May you all live to be 100. Make 100 miles a day. So I never know that my right thinkers who finally understand the symbolism of the story of Asar Aset Heru have passed away. I'll be right back.